Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wiseman Unified School District regular board meeting for Monday, May 4th, 2026. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. We're going to commence with taking roll call. Wendy, would you please take a roll?
Dr. Goldman,
Present.
Ms. Cappy, President Mr. Gatsby, Present Mr. Martinez,
Present.
Mr. Van Willis.
Present. Next, we are going to go to the Pledge of Allegiance. And we have in attendance today a young lady named Izzy that is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance because she has an awesome Top Gun shirt on. So Izzy?
Stand, put your right hand over your heart, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Excellent. Thank you, Lizzie. Next on our agenda, we're going to go to item 3.3 to report on actions taken during closed session. I do have one item to report and read out. After conferring and meeting with legal counsel in closed session regarding board agenda item number 2.1, which is closed session, the board unanimously voted to reject the claim submitted by Elizabeth Kelly and Sharon Ruiz dated April 8th, 2026, related to the Wiseburn Sports Complex project. That is all to read out for closed session. Next is item 4.1 is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Next is section 5 for public comments. I'm going to go ahead and take comments on items not on the agenda from the public. Today we have 2. So you do have 3 minutes to present and address the board. By Brown Act rules, we cannot comment with regards to the comments being presented, but you do have 3 minutes. And we are going to start with Sharon Ruiz. And the topic is getting on record, our experience with the Wiseburn Sports Complex. Sharon, if you would, please.
Actually, my name is on there as well. I'm Elizabeth Kelly.
Liz Kelly is also on here, yes.
So I'm Liz Kelly, and this is my neighbor and co-contributor, Sharon Ruiz, and we're here timely to hear that you've refused our tort that we placed with you. We also came last year to discuss the challenges with the Wiseburn Sports Complex that were not discussed with the neighborhood, including specifically our residents that butt up to the sports complex. So before the complex was built, we attended a private meeting before we came to the school board with Dr. Silvers and his business officer, Sean. Superintendent Silvers made specific representations to the adjacent neighbors, including Sharon, our other neighbor, Ingela, who has since moved, and another neighbor, Sean, about how the facility would operate. Those 2 representatives were directly contradicted by what I actually observed at the complex at a sporting event last week. Superintendent Silvers stated that there would be no speaker system at the complex, and when I attended the opening game for the Wolves softball team last week on 4/29, I observed speaker systems throughout multiple poles that were mounted. And again, documentation to state that he said there wouldn't be speaker systems, that it would infringe too much on our livability living so close to the sports complex. Another thing that was discussed on this initial meeting we had with Dr. Silvers on August 25th of 2025 was that Superintendent Silvers stated that the lights would only be on for scheduled games and were actually specifically purchased not to spill over into our yards or our homes, which is not happening. The spillover is immense. And those lights stay on till 9 p.m., whether there's a game happening or not. Of course, we want children to have a safe place to play, but those lights really do affect our livability in our homes and our yards. And considering they're on when there's not a game, it seems counterproductive to your neighbors to have that be a standing operation. As you said, we filed a government tort, which we just learned you refused. So we will be following up with the next steps for that. We've also filed a California Public Records Act on the 2nd of May, requesting the district to give us the information around facility use agreements, rental contracts, and scheduling documents for the complex. We're asking the board to review these discrepancies and produce those documents within 10 business days. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Excuse me. Our next speaker is Isabella Polonsky. I hope I pronounced that. Izzy. Bulldog Bark editor is the topic. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Izzy Polomsky. I'm the editor of Bulldog Bike. This edition has been such an honor to be a part of, and we are so lucky to be the editors of Bulldog Bike. We are very proud of the growth we saw in the second edition, from the amount of kids that joined to the wonderful articles you'll be reading today. We would also like to thank Ms. Mono and Ms. Roy for helping us and the other students grow, and without them we would not know what to do. I hope you enjoy the second edition of Bulldog Bike.
Well, I will comment on that. Thank you. That was amazing. I very much look forward to reading the Bulldog Park. Thank you so much for all your effort and energy you put into it. It definitely shows. Thank you. Thank you again, Izzy, and great job in your presentation there. Okay, next we are going to move on next to section 6, which is reports and information. Item 6.1 is board member reports. I'm going to start over on my left-hand side with Rebecca.
Thank you. We had, so first of all, we were sent the electronic edition of the Bulldog Bark over the weekend. And so, but it's lovely to see actually how big it is. It's like gotta be one of your biggest issues yet. So congratulations to all of the students, you know, who had a hand in this. And thank you to Ms. Roy and Ms. Mono for continuing to mentor them and in doing this. It's such a great opportunity for them to really get involved and test out those interview and reading skills and writing skills and all of the things. So, so that's the first thing I want to say. So, and then the second, congratulations to the Weisburn Ed Foundation on a really successful, I thought, you know, Rock Around the Block last week. I don't have the numbers, maybe Michelle does, but of how they did with the auction. I know I enjoyed one of my prizes this week, which was to sit front row at the spring concert for my son's class at Aviation. So that's the other thing I want to just acknowledge, both at Rock Around the Block, and we're coming to the end of the school year. And so it's been a real treat to be able to see all of the growth of the students in our music program. And especially, you know, our fifth graders get to, I have a rising fifth grader, or rising sixth grader, I guess, almost. Oh my God. But in the fifth grade, they all get to play the violin. And that's thanks to the Ed Foundation buying all of the violins for all of the fifth graders. But it's just such a treat to see their growth in just a few short months. I mean, actually weeks, I think, you know, really, and how they've been able to do that. So it was just congratulations and kudos to Ms. Park and all of our elementary music teachers who are also putting on the spring concerts, in addition to having had students performing at Rock Around the Block the previous weekend. Which I'm so glad that we moved those concerts indoors into our new auditorium, you know, our refurbished auditorium at the middle school, which provides such a better experience for folks, actually being able to hear the students and the performances. Having witnessed many outdoor blown away stands or just not being able to hear, speaking of speaker systems, it is such a treat to be in there. And then lastly, I just want to say, last month was Autism Awareness Month, and I'm grateful for all of the activities that were planned. I know aviation had and I'm guessing that it happened in other schools too, but I know that aviation, they did a whole Spirit Week last week around that. And so it was really lovely to see all of the activities that were intentionally planned to raise awareness. And not just and acceptance, not just awareness, right? For this, again, as a mom of a student who's autistic, it's always it's close to my heart to make sure that all of our students, all levels of neurospicy, get attention. That diversity is a really important one, and I'm grateful that we're giving all of our students the support and that we need. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Next, we will go to Neil.
Thank you, Roger. Very quickly, the grand opening of the sports complex was very exciting. You attended, that was a great event, and very exciting to see this many decade dream come to life. Very exciting. Rock Around the Block, yes, very exciting. More than a quarter century of Rock Around the Block. That's very exciting for a number of reasons, but congratulations. Also want to thank Da Vinci leadership and board for the Futures Plus NPS addendum to the Magna Carta that we'll see on our agenda tonight, for them approving that at their last board meeting. Very important, very appreciated. Thank you very much. And that does it for me.
Thank you, Neil. Next, Michelle.
You all stated it very lovely, Rock Around the Block, the sports complex. Just wanted to kind of touch and remind, as a community, that these things that are outside of the classroom make such an impact on our students. And with the Bulldog Bark and all of those applied situations that really kind of take that learning to the next level, I think is so great for our kids. And I really love seeing how we continue to grow and move in that direction. Rock Around the Block, I was like looking at the sky saying, do not let the water go. But we had a beautiful day. And so it was really fun and exciting. That small and mighty group of board members, my hats off to them for putting together such an amazing event. We were strapped for volunteers and we were moving people around. So if you are ever so inspired, please, please, please try your hardest to just even volunteer for one shift in coming years. It's so much fun, and you get to be a part of something pretty amazing. The kids and the music, it was just so fun to be able to see all of that hard work come together for a purpose, and that you could see it with the kids and the pride that they showed during that day. And as far as the Wiseburn Sports Complex, I did not expect to get teary-eyed because but I was kind of in the front when they opened the gates and the kids ran out. And just seeing the kids kind of running out this way, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And that was probably one of my favorite. And all I kept thinking was, I hope Erica because she ran out front. I'm like, I hope she got a really great shot at this because it was just so, so beautiful. And one of my favorite things. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as May is a busy time, and for parents, for families, for teachers, we just need to give everybody a little bit of grace and patience as we are trying to wind down this year. And there's so much more learning that needs to happen, but we are pretty busy, right? So if we can just remember that and just be grateful for the time that we have in this year and for all the people that we get to encounter. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. Next, we'll go to Nelson.
So you covered it well. I also wanted to just reiterate some of the points that all my colleagues have mentioned. The Wiseburn Sports Complex, what an amazing facility. And I agree with Michelle. My favorite moment was when those kids were walking right through. We had to make sure that open those gates because they're coming. So that was a fantastic.
It was almost scary.
It was
Just a little bit.
a little scary, but what a wonderful moment, and it's brought a lot of joy seeing the Wiseburn Da Vinci girls playing softball there in our community now starting to use the field. So that's been just a wonderful moment. Rock Around the Block, again, like Rebecca said, I want to thank the Wiseburn Ed Foundation, all the volunteers that make that happen. It's one of my favorite events. It brings the community together, and it's just a wonderful cause. So, but there's a lot of work that goes behind it with the volunteers, and I just want to say sincerely thank you. And that brings me to the moment. It's May. It's the special month, teacher and staff appreciation. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank the teachers, the administration, the staff for everything you do on single day, everything you do every day, and all just the care and the commitment and so forth that you bring to students. So thank you. So
Thank you, Nelson. I have a couple of comments as well. I had the honor and privilege to cut the ribbon for the Wiseburn Sports Complex and to say a few words there. So thank you to all my colleagues here on the board. That's definitely a privilege and an honor to be able to do that. I will not repeat everything I said that day, other than I do want to say thank you again to our Wiseburn community for the passage of Measure EE that made that project a reality to make it happen. So thank you to our Wiseburn community. I do want to thank as well just the program team, Noemi, NAZ, and SMBs. There are two companies or program management firms. Thank you so much for all your dedication and hard work of not only yourself, but your team as well. Erickson Hall is the contractor, PBK as the architect, and Pringle Group as the inspectors. Really takes a lot of energy and effort to make a project like that come to reality, take it from concept to reality. So thank you. Thank you very much for that. Rock Around the Block, I unfortunately was not able to attend that. I was visiting college campuses with my son as he's graduating Da Vinci Science this year, so he's looking to see where he's going to go. So unfortunately, I missed Rock Around the Block. I love attending Rock Around the Block, but I did have a very good reason of why I couldn't attend. Thank you to WEF. It's truly a wonderful organization. Community and parents coming together to put together just such a great overall community event. So thank you to WEF for everything you do to make Wiseburn better. Thank you so much. Okay, that's all board member comments. Next, I'm going to go over here to Ms. Mayberry for the mathematics update.
So I had the honor and privilege of visiting with our district math coach, Holly Compton, all of our middle school math classes last week, and got an update on Eureka and the rollout of Eureka. And it was just wonderful to see our teachers just embrace a program, come in mid-year. I mean, that is not an easy task to ask an educator to do. One big noticing that I had was the amount of screen time. Like, kids were working in notebooks a little bit differently than what we've seen in the past. And so it was great to see them really interacting with each other. And in fact, one of our 7th grade classes said, you guys walked in right with us giving the challenge question. It was like embarrassed, but it was so great to see, because while it was a challenge question for the students, there wasn't a student that didn't have an entry point to be able to discuss the problem. And like, as an educator, like, that's what we want. Like, they might not be able to solve it, but they're working within a group setting to be able to. And it was great seeing, the different curriculums come in to be able to help support our teachers and our staff. So thank you to them for onboarding this. And we can't wait to see you in the next couple of weeks what we do decide on as a program to bring forward for your approval. So, and then here we go. Tomorrow, CASP testing begins district-wide. And so we are starting at all of our elementary schools tomorrow, and then the middle school with CAST. So a little bit different this year. And bravo to the middle school for trying something new, is the 8th grade students are going to be assessing in CAST in their actual science classroom. So this is something where, like, generally we do like in a homeroom setting, but now, the team really wanted to take this on as they see the kids every day, they interact with the subject area. So they're building it within their block schedule to not have as much interrupted time during testing, to move forward with this type of assessment process. So that's exciting to see where the results will lay with it. So thank you to them. But I also want to shout out all these educators in the room, and we get the lovely honor of being able to see them in action every day and what the smiles they bring to their faces. I mean, we have teachers that are selling pets in a pet store on a Saturday afternoon for their students, and just so happy when they do it, or being tattooed on the face by their students. And they do this every day, Monday through Friday as well, just opening up their hearts and their minds. And so I thank them and excited for all the celebrations they get this week and deserve.
Great. Thank you, Maggie.
Sure.
Next, we're going to go over to my right-hand side with Dr. Monique Ingram for her update.
Sure.
Today, Whitesburg Middle School students participated in Stand Up to Hate assemblies led by Zedek America and arranged by Mrs. Wilbert, the principal at the middle school, and her team. The assemblies were highly interactive, so students were able to engage through discussion and reflection rather than just simply listening. Through this experience, students explore the impact of stereotypes, racism, and the use of unkind or harmful social interactions, so including things just like jokes or things that they might seem are harmful interactions or harmful things to say. And they also reflected on identity, including both visible and invisible aspects of things that people can see and things that they might not know by looking at each other. Students considered how their choices and actions influence their interactions with others and contribute to overall school climate, reinforcing the importance of empathy, respect, and personal responsibility. In addition, the visit provided an opportunity for PTSA members and staff to meet with the presenters as well and have a discussion over lunch.
Thank you, Monique. Next, we'll go to Kim Jones, Executive Director of Special Education.
Nothing for me this evening, thank you.
Maggie, I know you had a mathematics update, but you're also our Executive Director of Education Services. So I don't know if you have a separate report.
Right, and we have met with our educational partners for the last time for this school year and really with our teachers in the last couple of weeks. So you're going to see some new actions being added to the LCAP in a couple of weeks here, but really been working on just what the plans are for moving forward for next year, both within the LCAP process, our professional development. And we had our last design day session, but we're going to wait and do an update from the team in our next meeting. So we've got a lot of great things kind of getting ready to roll out as we go into next school year as well.
Next, we will go to our Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Nisha Dougal.
No updates this evening.
Thank you. And last but definitely not least, our Superintendent, Dr. Blake Silvers.
I'll make up for all those lack of comments. I just have a couple today. I just want to say, I had an opportunity, as Rebecca shared, to attend the aviation string musical or concerts. And a couple things I noticed. First of all, they're fantastic. I mean, that's hats off to Evelyn Park. Just the work that she does. I mean, I'm looking at, I don't know that I could teach one student. I know I couldn't actually teach one student how to play the violin. I don't play the violin. But I also, see how she choreographs the whole experience for the kids. And just seeing a class of 30 students playing a violin is pretty impressive. It's amazing. And they sounded awesome. I mean, they really did sound insane. The music sounded great. They were excited. Parents were joyful. I mean, the whole thing was really nice. It sort of culminates, we had shifted our music program, our arts program in elementary school back 8-ish years ago. And so to see the fifth grade is where it sort of culminates with the violin and playing the violin and reading the music was really, really awesome to see. And then in fourth grade, a little bit different, different sort of flair to that performance, but just as fun, just as engaging. The song choices were awesome. And what I liked so much about it was they used a book. So they're using reading as a way to tell the story through music. And it's just really incredible. So I just hats off again to Evelyn Park and to the students for all the work that they've done this year to build themselves in the confidence, and the confidence that they had, to be able to stay up there and do that and to perform in front of the group. Also wanted to share a rock around the block. I'm officially never going to do the dunk tanking. No, we'll talk about that.
Are you retired?
No, I'm not yet. Not retiring yet. But again, when you see music, you see the arts, you see the community with Da Vinci Schools and the students, the level of energy there. It was just an awesome day. And I think I share, to sort of reiterate what Maggie said, seeing teachers getting tattooed all over their faces, the students being able to sort of decorate their teacher in a way. And just the various booths it's something that brings community together. And there's really no day like that. And just being able to see the music there and to be able to see, the various vendors and just show and tell what we do here in Weisburn and what's important to us, I think it's really underscored by the community. And had the field open. I think the gate kept locking, but we tried to allow the field to be open for people to see it and be able to walk it and sort of experience it for the first time, which then backs me up to to the opening, the grand opening, which was the day before that. And just thank you, the board, for obviously your being there and being at the, leading at that event. Roger's words, I think, were just really hit home. And the kids, being able to run on the field and doing, you can't call them snow angels because it's not snow, but grass angels, turf angels, or whatever it was, literally laying on the logo, and it was pretty cute. And we have started seeing students using it, kids using it, middle school classes using it. I believe we have Little League for the first time on Friday, I think. One of the first practices there. So that's going to be really cool. We will be doing a move quickly. AYSO that's now using Del Air will have to move over there because we are going to be beginning that construction on the Del Air field. It's going to be June 15th, but we have to start planning for that. So we will be we'll be utilizing the new field quite a bit here over the next, several months as we lead into through the summer, as we rebuild the Del Air turf field. That's all I have today.
Thank you, Blake. Next, we are going to go to section 7, which are public comments for items on the agenda. I do not have any speaker cards. Wendy, do we have anybody online? Okay, thank you. Having none, we'll next go to section 8, which are our consent items. Is there a motion to approve item 8.1, which would approve items 8.2 through 8.6?
You have a second.
There's a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Next is section 9, our action items under fiscal. Item 9.1 is to approve contract extension with Compass Group, Chartwell's division for the food service program. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Question. Dr. Silvers, since Mary Lou's not here, it's my understanding this is fully reimbursed program?
That's correct.
Great. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item 9.2 is to approve addendum to the Magna Carta between Wiseburn USD and Da Vinci Schools. Is there a motion?
So
Second.
Two first and 2 seconds. This is great.
You get to pick.
2 and 2.
Who is it? Dr. Goldman and
Me.
I just want to make sure
I did Rebecca and Neil, if you don't mind. Okay. Any comments or questions?
sincere thank you.
I have one. I just want to, thank Dr. Wonder for working through this. This has been a conversation for about 8 years, if not more than that. And I just, it's finally here. I think it's the right place to be. I appreciate the time, the energy, and the care that went into it. And certainly thanks to the Da Vinci Board for support on this.
Thank you, Blake. I'll go ahead and call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Next is item 9.3, and this one's a little bit longer, so bear with me. There you go. The next item on the agenda is 9.3 is to approve or deny the material revision of the charter petition for Da Vinci Connect. For clarity, and based on staff and legal counsel report as presented, I would like to make a motion to deny the material revision of the charter petition for Da Vinci Connect and adopt the provided report dated May 1st, 2026 as the written factual findings. For clarity, a yes or aye vote by the board will approve the denial. Is there a second so that we may open next for any board discussion and comments?
You have a second?
There's a motion and a second. Any comments or discussion? Neil?
This is one of the hardest votes I've ever made. I'll sleep over this one. I'm passionate for these kids. I believe in the concept of this program. And although I could talk for an hour, I will not. Given the attorneys comments and given my fiduciary role for Wiseburn, I feel I have no choice but to vote the way I will vote. I personally encourage Da Vinci to resubmit and address some of these issues, but at this time, I feel I cannot live to my fiduciary responsibility and vote to approve this petition. Thank you.
Any other comments? Nelson?
I do have a quick comment. Like Neil said, this has not been easy, and I want to certainly thank all my colleagues because I know there's been a lot of time and effort that have gone into really looking into this submission. But I wanted to start by recognizing the mission behind Da Vinci Rise, the work that they're doing to support students experiencing homelessness, youth, foster youth, and those that have struggled in traditional settings is truly meaningful work. And those students deserve strong opportunities and support. My comments tonight are not about the mission. The mission matters, it does. My role is to make sure that what is being proposed is in the best interest of Wiseburn, our students, and the responsibilities, and my responsibilities as a board. Based on what's in front of us today with the submission, I think that we still need more clarity in a few key areas, specifically around the governance structure, the actual oversight, the oversight impact to the district, the long-term financial sustainability, the measurable student outcomes, and the circumstances around the LACO withdrawal. And how, I've always said this, and how does this align with our Wiseburn mission? At the same time, I have some real concerns that I think that Neil just raised with the legal structure that isn't fully in place, the accountability framework that isn't clearly defined, and the performance data that yet doesn't give us the confidence, or doesn't give me the confidence needed to move forward. So the questions that I think you're going to see that we're asking today it isn't an issue of opposition to this program or this mission. What it is, it's about responsible governance. And I think that's why we struggle with this. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Nelson. Any other comments? I have some comments as well. Okay. As Neil said, and Nelson, it's a very difficult decision to review and come to a conclusion, but definitely that's the role, and we absolutely need to do that. I would like to thank our district staff, legal counsel, and our board members for their thoughtful consideration and questions over the last several months as we considered this petition. I would also like to recognize the valuable work Da Vinci Schools has done for the students within RISE. Based on the provided report and the many, many hours I have personally invested in the review of the submission documents through independent research, conversations, meetings, both internal and external, I agree with the findings in the report. Wiseburn cannot approve the material revision to the Connect Charter for all the reasons outlined in the report. Aside from the legal and procedural requirements and reviews, a key concern has always been the well-being of the students that are currently being served by the RISE High School. As with any potential change, this will certainly be a difficult, excruciating process, possibly, for many. It is my understanding that there are still options that Da Vinci could pursue. First, they have submitted a new charter petition to the Acton Agua Dulce Unified School District for review and their consideration. That district currently oversees 11 independent charter schools, 5 virtual and 6 in hybrid seated models, and has a director of charter oversight and services as a full-time staff member, as well as 2 consultants and a legal counsel. Second, LACO currently operates 7 similar community school sites countywide, 2 at Angeles Forest, a 3rd at Dorothy Kirby, 4th at Los Padrinos, 5th at Renaissance, 6th at Barry Nerdoff, and 7th Campus Kilpatrick. Obviously, these programs are different. They're not the same. They're similar, not the same services. Third, there are comparable schools within LACO cited as comparable by LACO in their instructional program reviews for 2023 and 2024. There are 3 noted in their report for comparison purposes. 1 is RK Lloyd High School, 2 is Central High School Tri-CCDS, that's the name of that charter, and 3, Frida Kahlo High School. Lastly, Da Vinci Schools could choose to resubmit to LACO as their current authorizer if it is still possible for an extension or as a whole new charter petition under new parameters that they would have to discuss and agree to if that is still a possibility. I do not know the viability of all of these options. However, I have to believe that Da Vinci has or will explore them. Those are all my comments on the item. If there are no other comments, I'm going to go ahead and call the question. Again, a yes or an aye votes to deny the request for a material revision. So all those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Next, we are going to go to item 9.4 is to approve the transition services plan for school year 2025-2026. Is there a motion?
So moved. Transportation
Nope.
services.
What did I say?
You said transition.
Transportation. Thank you very much.
Move it as the transportation service.
Transportation services plan. Thank you, Rebecca. Is there a second?
Second.
Michelle. Any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item 9.5 is to approve a facilities use agreement with American Youth Soccer Organization, AYSO. Is there a motion?
Motion.
We moved to take 5s through 7
Yeah, take
together
3
since
MOUs.
they're all MOUs for the same purpose.
No,
Materially the
I would
same.
be happy to do that. A motion for 9.5 through 9.7.
Great.
Thank you, Rebecca.
The second is Rebecca. All right, and we do have some comments, and I'll go over to Blake.
I just want to say thank you to the leagues for, working with us on this. Our goal from the beginning was always to get our students on the field, and the courts field in this case, to get kids in the community on the field. We felt that that was a really important part of this. And so I am really thankful for that, that we're able to get this done and get it done pretty quickly. It was I wouldn't really even call it a negotiation. It was more of a, hey, what can you afford? What's reasonable this year considering the circumstances? And we got that. So I just want to say hats off to the collaboration and looking forward to seeing first pitches.
Any other comments from the board? I'd just like to thank our staff as well and our leads for working with us as we explore the use of the fields. It's not an easy topic. There's a lot of coordination that needs to happen here. So thank you. Really looking forward to seeing all of our leagues continue to thrive within the Weisburn School District. So I do have a motion and a second for items 9.5 through 9.7. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Moving to section 10, action items under personnel. Item 10.1 is to approve a job description and salary schedule for a business services manager. Is there a motion?
Yeah, motion.
Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Yes, comments.
Absolutely. Dr. Dugal?
Thank you. Speaking on behalf of Mari Lou, who's not here today, but wanted to talk a little bit about the business services manager position. This is to assist the business office with kind of 3 main tasks. First, the fiscal side of the house, maintenance and operations, as well as our nutrition services or food services program. And so this additional person who will be in a managerial type role will help our CBO and Assistant Super Business Services kind of oversee the department, but also help and assist with some cross-departmental or cross-functional assisting as well when it comes to the business office and their hands and kind of all of our departments and supporting that work. So we would very much appreciate an approval of that position.
I would add too, if I can, that
this will be a split funded position. So I think you'll notice in the note, sorry if it's not in there, but you know, food services is a restricted resource, meaning we can't use it for general fund operations. We will use dollars from food service to cover that. That's part of the lunch. You asked if it's a fully reimbursable lunch. It's actually fully reimbursable. Plus we end up with some surplus at the end with some you can't just use it on, you know, pencils and paper. But it has to be within the program. So we'll use some of those as well as you're aware, we have a routine restricted maintenance, restricted resource as well, and we would use that too. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you both. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Before we move to a second, I'm just going to mention the upcoming dates and events. We do have a Staff Appreciation Day for this Wednesday, May 6th at Wiseburn Middle School. We have a Holly Glen Open House Wednesday, May 13th. We do have a holiday, if everyone could believe it. There's Memorial Day, fantastic Monday, May 25th. And our next regularly scheduled board meeting is Thursday, May 28th. Blake, do we have a need for a second closed session?
We do not.
Okay, we do not. In that case, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn at 6:42 PM.
Second.
And a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.